Six p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The new Gwadar International Airport started operations today with the landing of the first flight from Karachi. The Prime Minister has directed for the construction of modern hotels and other facilities to promote tourism in the country. The Finance Minister will represent Pakistan at the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum in Davos. Pakistan's exports to Europe surged to $3.8 billion in the first 5 months of the current financial year as compared to the corresponding period of last year. Human Rights Watch, in a recent report, has unveiled a troubling picture of escalating violence and suppression in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The United Nations Secretary General has welcomed the start of the ceasefire and hostage release in Gaza. And now the news in detail. The new Gwadar International Airport started operations today with the landing of the first commercial flight, PK 503, from Karachi. The Minister for Defence and Aviation, Khwaja Mohammad Asif, the Governor of Balochistan, Sheikh Jafar Khan Mandokhel, and the Chief Minister of Balochistan, Mir Sarfaraz Khan Bukti, welcomed the passengers at the new Gwadar International Airport. Addressing the inaugural ceremony, the Defence Minister said the new Gwadar International Airport would play an important role in the development of the country. Khwaja Mohammad Asif said the airport is ready to bring about benefits for the entire country. He said the new Gwadar International Airport will also create job opportunities for the people. The minister thanked China in the completion of the new Gwadar International Airport. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif has termed the commencement of flights from Gwadar Airport as another milestone in making Gwadar a crucial link between Central and Eastern Asia, the Middle East, and the Gulf countries. In a statement today, he said the operationalization of Gwadar Airport is a significant step toward enhancing communication links, not just for Pakistan, but for the entire region. The Prime Minister said realization of the shared commitment to the development of Pakistan and the region through CPAC, initiated by the Chinese President Xi Jinping and former Prime Minister Mohammad Nawaz Sharif, is closer now. Expressing gratitude to the Chinese leadership, the Prime Minister said Gwadar Airport, equipped with international facilities, is a prime example of the strong friendship between Pakistan and China. Meanwhile, the Deputy Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister Mohammad Ishaq Dar has termed the formal functioning of Gwadar International Airport as historic, paving the way for endless future opportunities. In his post on social media platform X, he said the development marked the beginning of new era of building linkages for enhanced connectivity. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif has directed the relevant authorities to prepare a comprehensive report for the construction of modern hotels and other facilities through joint ventures and public-private partnerships to promote tourism in the country. Chairing a review meeting about matters related to the Capital Development Authority in Islamabad today, he said with the availability of modern facilities, tourism will be promoted across the country. The Prime Minister appreciated the performance of the Capital Development Authority for successfully organizing the recent international conferences and other events in the federal capital. He said commencement of international conferences in Pakistan is a testament of the country's success on the diplomatic front. He said the confidence of friendly countries in Pakistan has been restored through continuous hard work. Chairing a meeting to review preparations for the Hajj in Islamabad today, the Prime Minister directed for the provision of every possible facility to Pakistani pilgrims for Hajj. He said the pilgrims are guests of Allah and no negligence will be tolerated in serving them. The Prime Minister said special care should also be taken regarding the accommodation, travel, and other facilities for the pilgrims. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. The Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb has left for the Swiss city of Davos to attend the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum. The Finance Minister will hold meetings with political, trade, and business leaders from various countries and international organizations. He will address various sessions, providing clarity on the economic landscape of the country. He will also meet ministers from Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Qatar. Pakistan's exports to Europe surged to $3.8 billion, reflecting an 8.62% increase in the first 5 months of the current financial year as compared to the corresponding period of last year. This growth, driven by the efforts of the Special Investment Facilitation Council, includes key sectors such as textiles, leather, garments, sports goods, and surgical instruments. The Pakistan Navy is to hold the 9th multinational exercise Aman next month. The exercise, which has become a major international naval event, is conducted biennially. Growing global participation in Aman over the years underscores the trust and confidence reposed by the international community on the Pakistan Navy's efforts and its contributions towards advancing collaborative maritime security. Students and teachers of Delta Private School visited the headquarters of FC Balochistan South in Turbad. During their meeting with the officers and soldiers, the students and the teachers paid tribute to the sacrifices made by the forces. The students mentioned that spending the day with FC Balochistan was a memorable and inspiring experience for them. The 2025 Human Rights Watch report has unveiled a troubling picture of escalating violence and extrajudicial killings in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and India under the Narendra Modi's rule. According to Kashmir Media Service, the report reveals that despite the Indian government's claims of restoring peace and security, Kashmiris expressed their discontent with continued restrictions on basic freedoms. The report mentioned that journalists in Kashmir face an increasingly hostile environment. Human rights defenders have also been subjected to severe persecution, including arbitrary detentions and police interrogations. Meanwhile, an Indian Army soldier was killed during a violent cordon search operation in Sopore town today. The operation, which was launched by the Indian troops on Sunday, continued into its second day. An Indian Army man committed suicide by shooting himself with his service rifle at Ragni post in Kupwara district. The Indian Supreme Court has directed the Registrar Generals of the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and Delhi High Courts to ensure proper video conferencing facilities for the ongoing trial of the Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front chairman Mohammad Yasin Malik. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has welcomed the start of the ceasefire and hostage release in Gaza. In a social media post, Antonio Guterres said the United Nations stands ready to scale up the delivery of sustained humanitarian relief to the countless Palestinians who continue to suffer. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization expressed its support for the ceasefire and highlighted the monumental health challenges that lie ahead. President-elect of the United States of America, Donald Trump, will be taking oath as the 47th president tonight. Along with him, his deputy, James David Vance, will assume the charge as the 50th vice president. In Serbia, at least 8 people have been burned to death in a devastating fire at a nursing home in Belgrade. According to initial reports, the authorities found the possibility of a criminal act. And finally, the weather report. Rain, windstorm with snow over the hills is likely in northwest Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan, Kashmir, and adjoining areas during the next 12 hours. Cold and dry weather is expected in other parts of the country. Light to moderate fog is likely to persist in most districts of the Punjab and Upper Sindh. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.